Oh, they're the big don't argue. Get off me, he says. Clear the tarmac. It's takeoff time.
Media Vintage Sports Network presents Play-by-Play Podcast with Jordan Hughes.
Alrighty, Super Rugby Finals footy is here and quarterfinals kick off this weekend. It's a massive show coming your way. The regular season done and dusted. Our review on that. Our Super Rugby awards for the season. Club Rugby, the boys are happy. Got a good win on the weekend. Madrid Sevens, plenty of news and plenty of drama as well. So to help me break it all down, the boys are in the house. Reen Stowers, Tyler Campbell. Boys, big weekend of footy.
Yep. Yeah, it was a great weekend and obviously good to finally get one of those close games go our way. So vibes were high and obviously into a big one this week against Sunnybank.
Absolutely. We'll get into that a bit later on. But round 15, the last round of the regular season, done and dusted, boys. I'll go for the results. We'll touch on it pretty quickly because we are getting to quarterfinals. But Crusaders, 43-10 of Moana. Tars down 26-27. The Reds holding on there. 40-19. The Drua. Canes, 41-14 of the Landers. And the Blues, too good, 31-17 of the Chiefs. And finally, the Brumbies, 24-19 over the Force. Thoughts, boys, from that last round?
Drua, 12 o'clock or whatever. I think it's 2 o'clock over there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Day games in Fiji.
Yeah.
Unbeatable.
Yeah. I thought Waratahs really stepped up. I didn't think the Reds played bad.
No.
So, yeah, the comeback was great. Obviously, the Reds in that first half, you were kind of watching it like, floodgates are going to open. They scored some absolute stunning tries in that first 20, but Tars stuck to it. And good to see that Jack Bowen, the young 10.
Yeah, good.
He actually had a very good performance and showed some promising signs, I guess, for them next year for his starting debut.
Yeah, he was very impressive. And then I guess the Blues too good over the Chiefs. We sort of expected that, didn't we? And your Canes looking good again, aren't they?
Yeah, mate. When we're back at full strength, it looks like we're unbeatable.
Absolutely. So our top 8 is finalised. We'll get into that a bit later on when we're talking to our quarterfinals. But boys, plenty of news. Obviously, we haven't seen each other since the big news. The Melbourne Rebels are gone.
Yep.
No longer in the comp for 2025. Initial reactions when you saw that?
I think everyone sort of knew that it was coming. It wasn't really it wasn't a hidden thing. It was pretty out there. And I think just watching some of the stuff going on in the news, I was watching Tim Horan talk about it. Like, we want to keep those players in Australia and we want to keep them happy. Like, he was saying they're going to have to move away, obviously. Some of them are Melbourne born, they've lived there their whole life, and they're going to have to disperse out. And I sort of liked what he was saying. Like, those superstars, we want to build the comp. So, sort of get them, like he was saying, Taniela, go to the Waratahs are short on props and stuff.
Yep.
Sort of, feed into those teams where they're lacking that experience in those positions. And, I mean, it's obviously hard to tell someone, okay, we want you to go here for these reasons, and then the other person's the player's I've got family in this area, and he sort of said that as well. But excluding that, I think that is what you should do. Try build every other franchise as best as we possibly can.
Because it's sad, but it's a real opportunity here.
Yeah, definitely.
See, I disagree. For me, looking at it, what it does is obviously those top guys are going to be fine.
Yep.
And it's going to strengthen it. We've now lost another pathway for juniors coming through.
Yeah, definitely.
So I take a look at the Rebels in particular. You look at guys like David Vayu, Glenn Vayu, Carter Gordon, all guys that were sort of on the brink of their own franchise with the Reds and sort of all moved down there to get an opportunity.
Yeah.
Now you've taken a full opportunity away, and I understand strengthening the other teams, and it's going to make the comp a little bit more interesting and could put bums on seats if Aussie teams start winning a bit more.
Yep.
But you've just lost a whole pathway, and there's going to be a whole heap of players that are going to go unwanted, and we're going to lose them because there's no professional contracts here. I guess I'm looking at the top guys, obviously Lucan, Josh Canham, Alex Murphy.
They're fine.
They're fine.
Yeah.
They probably will look overseas anyway, because there is probably big money for them out there.
For sure.
Because a couple of those guys are probably getting on a bit in their career and probably not so much pushing for Wallabies spots anymore. But the young ones, even a guy like a Nick Eust.
You played well back into this year.
Davey, the 12.
Even a Colin Herbert.
Yeah,
got a chance to mix and mingle with the Super Rugby boys, and that sort of channel's just been cut off.
There'll be a lot of players in Shoot Shield and QPR that will be knocking on Super Rugby doors, and a lot of young fellas too, who now are going to have those contracts filled by players being dispersed in the Rebels. And
Yeah.
You probably find we'll lose a lot of the young ones to league because there'll be Q Cup contracts there ready for them to go to progress into a NRL team when there's 17 teams that they can be selected in.
Yeah.
So that's sad, but really hope that RA can make the best of make, what is it? Turn lemons into lemonade or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Do something here.
On their side, on the business point of view, like, you can't, they didn't have a choice. The team was bleeding money.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't run a business, you're losing money.
Yeah,
Like,
but then you're going and giving a $1.6 million contract to a guy that just lasted 5 minutes in the Origin.
well, yeah, they needed
slipped.
They needed 20 million.
To be fair, I didn't think it was a send-off, but
We'll touch on that a bit later. But
I like Origin. I love a bit of biff.
yeah, so anyway, so
biased.
that's sad for the Rebels. So hopefully they can find that Victorian pathway somewhere still connected because it's an important part of the game. What we did see, though, the Wallabies squad named for the Force and Waratahs players. They got selected. Their season's done. I'll run through some of the names for you. Waratahs, Jake Gordon, Miles, Amnacero, Tane Edmund, Charlie Gamble, Dylan Peach, Langy Gleeson, Fiketti. And the Force, Nick White, Donaldson, Beale, Rodder, Stewart, Kunzel, and Tazano. Thoughts?
About 3 or 4 of them will actually make the final squad.
Yes.
Like I don't think any of them.
It's a wider squad. Yeah.
I can't even really think of any that are potential 23.
Donaldson.
Donaldson. He's probably be the only one. Jake Gordon, I guess, off the bench.
Yeah, Jack Gordon, I think.
Nick White's obviously going to be around too.
Yeah.
But to be honest, that's probably more of a training thing. And
Yeah.
maybe Kirtley for a bit of experience in the squad. But he honestly didn't play enough Super Rugby to probably warrant putting him in there over
He's
some of
not
the other players.
starting worthy yet. But yeah, it's a good point. But it's good to see, I guess, someone like Hamish Stewart, he's toured away a few years, getting an opportunity in that environment. It's good to see.
And it's good, obviously, for that to get them some training. But
Yeah.
it'd be interesting when the squad's named at the end of the month.
Yeah, it should be Brumbies, Reds dominant, you think. All right, and I don't know if you saw, boys, the playoff restructure now for next year has been announced. It's going to be 11 teams, now we know, and it's going to go back to 6 teams in the finals.
Thank God.
19-week season, 2 buys has been confirmed.
Is it a longer season?
Yeah, this is 15 rounds, so it's 19 rounds. So it's obviously 2 buys, though, so yeah. But, I don't know, but had to do that, really.
So what's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Play everyone in your conference twice, and then one of everyone else in the other conference.
I think that's how it maps out, yeah. Which is, you had to do that, you can't have 8 teams out of 11.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is a little bit, for me, a little bit thing, because now, obviously, your Reds and Brumbies going to be playing. Well, I guess the teams might be a bit stronger,
Yeah.
but they're not playing the stronger NZ teams every couple of weeks, so they may not do that conference thing.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued how that works out.
I didn't like it. They brought that in sort of towards the end of South Africa teams leaving. They brought in that conference
Because it was this 2015 year and 2016. It was the 6 teams finals, and that's changed obviously.
And one was guaranteed from each conference.
Yeah,
That's
that was
right.
terrible.
There was a year the Brumbies were on like 38 points.
Yeah, that
and the
was-
rest of the 6 were all on 50 plus.
Yeah, that was
True.
terrible. I hated when they did the conference thing because you're just rewarding teams that are just
I think it
in a
was a team
weaker
that came-
conference.
Floating about.
Team
Yeah.
came 7th and had more points than
Yeah,
the
that's
team that
right.
won the Aussie conference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully this formula maybe work, and it'll be interesting to see what happens next because we're pointing to get another team in there. What do? Do you
Go back to Argentina.
you reckon that's the best bet?
I think Argentina is still wanting the Jaguares to be
They do want them. Yeah.
in the comp. And
And they
to be
were
honest,
improving
great.
so much.
They made a final.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Before COVID,
What was the reason
2019,
why
they were in
they-
the final. COVID.
Is that why? Yeah.
And then we had
Oh,
the
true.
2 Super Rugby conferences, and then we had the mixture, and then they were out of it for like 2-3 years, and it was kind of hard to bring them back in.
What about the Sunwolves? Bring them back or Japanese somewhere in there? People keep talking about they want Japan in there somehow, but I don't know.
It's a tough one because Japan's pretty thing on their other teams being dominant, and they probably didn't invest as much into the Sunwolves when you've got a pretty strong comp there.
Well, the issue is their top league season is during Super Rugby.
Yeah.
That was always the concern,
Yeah.
and that's not going to change.
And you're going to get more money playing top league. If I was Japanese, so I'd probably stay in that.
That's why I was all international playing for them. Anyway, so we'll see what happens there. All right, let's get into our Super Rugby Awards, boys. Our first awards show of the year. It's been a big year before finals footy. We're going to have our say in what we think who stood up this year. Firstly, I'm going to start with the comeback player of the year, fellas. Obviously, someone that's really sort of shone a light this year. And for me, I'll start us off. TJ Perenara, for me.
Yeah, well, that's good.
700 days out, man. He was in the wilderness. Now he's
Yeah.
come back, top of the table. He's scoring tries.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
That is a really good one. I sort of took a different approach
Okay,
to the comeback player of the year.
what do you got?
I had Kirtley Beale.
Okay, nice. A good
Just-
story.
Yeah, a good story.
Yeah.
Like, sort of that almost like the comeback award that they give in the NFL. Like not someone who's like come back and done amazing, but someone who's fought through adversity and then come back and still shown that he really hasn't missed a beat.
Well, he didn't play for 2 years, something.
Exactly. And he looked fine.
Yeah.
And like you said, just named in that Wallabies squad.
Yep.
And I mean, if like you can't just be named in there purely because of your experience. If he had shockers, he wouldn't be in there. So, like, kudos to him.
I like it.
I took a sort of different approach. Like my first thought was Will Harrison. Obviously, he took a lot of time out and come back and earn a starting jumper in the Tars, and now made a contract overseas after 3 years out with his knees. But I was kind of looking at guys that missed out last year on the World Cup. Obviously, Tom Wright was one. I think he's come back a better footballer, but big one for me, and I think he's been the biggest part of the Reds' success this year is Hunter Paisami.
Yeah, chat.
Obviously, being out the whole of last year.
Yeah.
You know, he's come in and he's actually developed his game a lot for someone that's missed a lot of rugby. His kicking game's been great. His passing both ways and his ball playing's been great. And we know what he brings in terms of those gain line carries and really sort of sets the tone and the set piece attack for the Reds. So I thought he was my comeback player of the year and looks a shoo-in to be wearing that 12 come Wallabies test season.
You build that Wallabies team around him. He is unreal. That's a good chat. It's good nominees. I like those ones. All right, let's go to breakout player of the year. Sort of a rookie sensation sort of vibe to this one. Ren, what do you got?
I had Braden Yossi.
Okay.
I thought that, I honestly think that I know Artie Savia is coming back, but I think that he's putting his hand up to definitely be in that final squad of the All Blacks because he has had a massive impact on that Hurricanes team. And he carries hard, his offloads, his skills, he's physical. I think he's like, he could be that number 8 that's building in to take over Artie Savia.
How old is he?
He's actually about 27, 28. He's my age.
right,
He's my year
Really?
of 20s. Yeah, that's what. You keep calling him young. He's been around for a bit.
Yeah, right. He's had a breakout year.
Oh, I haven't done my research well enough, clearly.
Yeah, he was in my year when I was in camp with him at the NZ20s. That's the only reason I know his age.
Yeah, lovely. Tyler?
Obviously, like first one, you think of Tim Ryan, and the Aussie thing came out of nowhere. I don't think anyone really knew him. But for me, I've obviously gone the Canes way as well. Like Peter Lakai, Braden
That was my
Yossi,
other one, yeah.
Ruben Love. But for me, those three kind of had a name. For me, the big one I reckon's come out of nowhere is Xavier Numia at Lucid.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think like Hurricane Scrum has been dominant, and he's a big reason for that. And his general around the park, he's aggressive. His feet at the contact, his carries, like the Hurricanes pack has been why they've been so good.
Yeah.
They're big, they're fast, they're strong, and I think he's one of the main things there for a breakout player of the year because he kind of was floating around the Canes. He's been in and out, but he's really made that number 1 spot his. And for me, is pushing Ethan de Groot for a starting spot.
Yeah.
I think Ethan de Groot's still got it at the moment because he's a slightly better scrummager and probably a bit more experience, but he's definitely coming off the bench and someone that's going to look dangerous in that last 20 in a black jersey.
And I think he is young.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's
around.
around.
Props are always young.
He's like around my age, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Young as.
Yeah, sweet. So yes, plenty of talent, more talent for the All Blacks as usual. For mine, I'm going to go someone, I guess, put more of a strained spin to it. Joshy Canham.
Yeah.
Your mate, obviously, boys. He just, last year, like, he was there in the side, in and out, didn't really stand tall. This year, he has been so impressive. Everything he's done has been really, really solid. I reckon he'll get a crack this year in Wallabies.
Oh, definitely. And I've been saying it since
playing for Bond.
since I started playing with him in Eastwood. I've never played with someone that big with that kind of skill set. Like he's unreal. His offload game, and the only thing he was really missing was that physicality. And like you see him now.
He's mongrel.
Yeah, mongrel.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see him this year for Bond.
No, definitely not. No.
Yeah, sad.
Won't be complaining if we do.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So good seasons from those three men. All right, boys. What I got here? Your clutchest moment of the year. This could be obviously a player moment, a game,
What do you got?
a certain win. Ree?
I had 2 moments, but I picked one because of the situation as well, and I went with Will Harrison's drop goal against the Crusaders.
Yeah, that was on my list as well.
Yeah,
That was cool.
yeah. Like I just think, like you said, he's come back through a lot of adversity, and then just an ISO game against the Crusaders.
Yeah.
And like
On that at home too.
yeah,
on
and
that
this was
day.
before everyone was like, "Oh, the Crusaders are sort of like dipping." Like that was like it was
No, they were
earlier
already-
in the rounds.
They were like 1-6 then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was the second time they played the Waratahs.
Still, it was a big moment.
Yeah,
Big
big moment. I thought that was my clutchest moment. I also had another one, but I think someone else might cover it.
Tyler?
We probably had the same too. So I had the Will Harrison, and For me, it was the kickoff that led to the turnover. That was money. The penalty. He kicks the penalty to send it to overtime.
That's
Then he
right,
gets the drop goal.
Yeah.
And he just sort of returned. I think that was his second game back
Yeah.
after being in like that. Huge. But I think the other obvious one is Tars versus Fiji.
yeah.
When the brother somehow squared himself up and slots a drop goal from 35 out, and that was pretty clutch. And I'm taking this at 2 o'clock Fiji.
Yeah. Oh, and we were watching that just down the road at the Blackboard Cafe.
Oh, true. There
Yeah,
you go.
so
Yeah.
that would be. Yeah, I remember me and Rian screaming like, "No way, he just hit that."
Shout out.
So those are mine too. So yeah, I'd add the Fijian one into it.
Like it. I have got a different one for you boys.
Oh, here we go.
The Reds beating the Chiefs, defending 20-plus phases. McLaughlin Phillips over the top.
Oh,
for the
yeah,
steal.
yeah.
Like, that got me fucking fired up.
Yeah.
That was a big moment. And see him, the Roar of Queensland at Suncorp, that was a good one for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Big win for the Chiefs. So they get to meet again later tomorrow, actually, which should be a good matchup. All right, boys, we'll go to the biggest disappointment. What team or player really let you down this year?
Oh, I went with the team.
Okay.
And it was the Rebels. Because coming into the season, I thought that they did unreal, gaining the talent that they got. And then sort of those first 3 rounds were like, they haven't really shown anything. As the season went on, we just sort of wrote them off by then.
Yeah.
But we had high hopes for
We
them.
had them all, you know.
We had high hopes
Top
for them.
4? Did we have about top 4
No,
Savi, or close?
We had them in the 8.
had them in the
and
eight.
they
They're
have
in the eight,
they
yeah.
are in the 8, but like
They got blown out
Just.
in some games.
yeah, like some of the games that like it just didn't even look like they were competing. And see, like we already knew about those rumors about them possibly leaving, and we thought that maybe because of those they would step up a bit.
And they did not.
Well, they still made the finals. So
This weekend could be very ugly. We'll see.
Yeah.
Tyler?
I wrote down a few things before I actually decided on one.
Well, tell
So
me.
I had
What do you got, mate?
Levi Amor.
Yep.
Like I thought coming into the season after his performance with Moana and Tasman, like he was pushing for an All Black spot.
Yeah.
And I understand like that's obviously the second one's the Crusaders, not performing, probably doesn't help. But I thought he'd be a shining light in that team like he was for Moana. The Aussie halfbacks
Yeah, didn't do it for you?
like didn't do it for me. I don't think any of them have put their hand up. Like I don't think this has been Tate's best year.
No.
And we've talked about that, but I don't think Jake Gordon, Nick White, Ryan Lonergan have all gone. That's
Crazy.
my spot, and it just seems like a position that Aussie's lacking a bit of depth in at the moment. The Rebels obviously being gone, massive disappointment, but my big one was the Fiji and Drua away from home.
Yeah, wow.
So they won they lost. They won 6 out of 7 at home, and they were 0-7 away from home.
Jeez.
And you
All right.
Yeah.
But it's not just that. They lost to the Blues 34-10, Chiefs 46-29, Rebels 41-20, Brumbies was their closest 28-20, Force they lost 48-10, and then Landers 39-3.
Not even close.
They're not even close away from home.
What is it? You guys are playing footy to high level. What is it?
Well,
Voodoo.
Sometimes it's hard to break that.
Does it reckon it's in their heads at this point? Like,
Yeah. Like I've been in a team, like when I was white, we'd lost 10 straight, and we just didn't know how to win. And you start talking about it too much, and you just need that one game sometimes to break that. And they haven't had that. And looking forward to this weekend, they're now on the road. You're probably not giving them a sniff. No. We'll talk more about that, I guess. But yeah, it's just disappointing because they are so strong at home. If they win 3 of those, they're probably finishing 5th or 4th, and they're higher up the ladder and possibly getting a home.
and then they're pushing a chance, to win this thing.
Then they're a home quarter, and you're going, oh, the Fijian
Hang
teams
on.
are in the semi. So, yeah, that for me was a massive disappointment. They just can't perform away from home.
Well, it's funny you say that. I had exactly the same, mate. I had the same thing, but I drew a hyphen the Western Force. Same issue. Can't win away from home at all. And it's been a long time thing for them. They went to the Blues, went to Auckland, lost by 50.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting. Like, how do you... Yeah, it's the same issue we just spoke about. But, that really let me down for me. All right, boys. I didn't have one written down for me on this one, but do you guys have a dumbest moment at all?
Yes.
You did?
I have one as well.
Okay, Ree.
Vunivalu.
Yes.
So I reckon I'm going to one up
Yeah,
from
yeah.
him. I reckon it's been forgotten about. The Fiji and Drua when they played Melbourne. We had the Frank Lamani elbow.
Yeah.
We had the hooker head.
On our boy Josh Cannon.
Yes. For me,
Stitches on the back of the head.
like 2 red cards is just absolute like dumbness.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 2
Dumbest
yellows
at
from
work.
the same player.
Yeah, pretty dumb.
Yeah, like the leg tripping was always pretty funny. But for me, Fiji were in that game. They dominated away
Yeah.
in the first half.
Yeah.
Lose Lamani. Rebels come out and score those quick tries to lose Lamani. Then they're under the pump at scrum time. And was it the prop or the hooker? I think it was the prop, actually.
Yeah, I think it was.
Headbutts Alex Murphy, and they lose him, so they lose any chance of being in that game. And I'm going, you've both just cost your team with pure stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one, actually. Dumb. Well,
Did you have one?
No, I didn't. I couldn't think, but those two are good. But Vunivalu now, he obviously hasn't been selected this weekend. Like, he's on the way out there, right?
Tell you what, West in 2 weeks is going to be an interesting game. They're going to be stacked with Vunivalu and all the Rebels boys.
Oh, true. Interesting. All right, let's go to our Super Rugby Player of the Year, boys. We'll go Australian player, New Zealand player, and then do you have an overall or no?
Well, my overall is the same as
Okay. All right, we'll do you want Australia or New Zealand first?
Someone else can start on these.
Okay.
I'll go Oz.
Oz, what do you got, Tyler?
So the two I've been tossing and turning about was Tom Wright and Fraser McWright.
Tom Wright.
For me, for me, Tom Wright's come back and been unreal for the Brumbies. I just think he's sort of set the tone for them at a break. Obviously, a simple one's obviously like a Bobby Valentini as well, does what he does. So I wanted to go someone a little bit different. So I'll probably give the edge to Tom Wright because I think after missing out the World Cup last year, he's come back and done everything right.
Yeah.
And he's been really solid and probably has earned that 15 jersey. But then Fraser's obviously been outstanding. And the only reason I've given Tom Wright the edge here is Fraser obviously missed 4 weeks with that suspension. And that for me was sort of okay. You need, if you're the MVP, you can't miss 4 games of a 15-round competition.
Fair. Yep. I pay that. That's a good selection. Rian.
I went with someone who has missed a bit of game time, and I went with Hunter Paisami for MVP.
I've joined you.
Yeah, I just thought someone, the difference that was shown when he wasn't there was.
See, I disagree with that because Isaac Henry was playing out of his skin.
Yeah, Isaac Henry was playing out
when
of his
he
skin.
went down, then they'll stuff.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
I just feel like Hunter Paisami at the start of the season, oh my goodness, he just wouldn't do anything wrong. He was just leading them.
He's been awesome.
Games, yeah, but like put them straight on that front foot with the momentum in those early games, and like we said, there's no competition against him for that 12 jersey. I feel like
done it with a rotating 10s.
True.
Which
Yeah,
people
exactly,
probably
yeah.
don't understand how big that is because every 10 plays slightly different. So to get your lines right, to get your sort of gameplay right, the way he's been able to adapt to every 10 he's had, O'Connor, Lawson, Harry, Tom Liner, he's been outstanding.
Yeah. I like it. All right, there's our Australian selection. Let's go to New Zealand Player of the Year.
You not got anyone?
I had Hunter.
Oh.
Yeah. The big Paisami. All right, so I'll start New Zealand. I had a few selections. Caleb Clark was in there. D-Mac was in there. But I've gone for the big Hoskins Tutu, the Blues, number 8. I feel like he's set the tone for that team all year. Scored plenty of tries.
Yeah.
Physical, abrasive. And I reckon he'll be thereabouts for All Blacks for sure.
Is he your player of the year then?
I guess I'll go there, yeah.
Yeah, I was the same. I had him, he obviously had a lot of names. Like, you have D-Mac, who's obviously stepped up. I had Peter Lakai, Xavier Numia, but I'm going for what I think's been the most dangerous man in the comp, and that is Ruben Love.
Yeah.
And I didn't give him breakout player of the year because I think there was a little bit of hype behind him. Even last year, there was a lot of talk how he's a future All Black. And for me, he's really put himself into that framework and definitely in the squad. Whether he's ready to start yet, not too sure because I'm not sure who's going to get that 15 jersey with Will Jordan out.
Stevenson's an option as well.
Stevenson's obviously floating around. I think, is he in this week? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Monty Nuttall was out. I knew one of them was out. So for me, I think if Ruben Love has a great playoff series, he's getting that 15 jersey. And I just think, he's been my player of the year for just his pure explosiveness and ability to create for the Hurricanes on attack.
Yeah.
I like it. Ryan, who you got?
I went with D-Mac.
Yeah,
Look at us.
there we go.
Yeah, look, he's going for Canes. I picked a Chiefs player, but I just felt like D-Mac was just a threat himself. Was creating stuff out of nothing, like almost always. Those counters that you don't want to kick to him. You see him in the backfield, and that's like someone where you're like, okay, if we're kicking to him, we got to put it high so that he has no time. But his fake kick, I think that is the most underrated move ever. He always fake kicks, beats that first man, finds space, creates opportunities for other players.
I won't call it a clutch moment, but that one where he called the mark sliding into touch.
Yeah.
That was a highlight of the season.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like, I'll be honest, D-Mac probably was the best. But I didn't go for him because he wins it every year.
Yeah.
And it's like, I thought I'd try someone
I
different.
like it. Yeah, I reckon that selection is good, boys.
Yeah, I liked it as well. When you were like D-Mac, and I was like, oh shit. I went with the obvious one.
Nice, boys. So that's our inaugural Super Rugby Awards. That's a good segment, boys. Well done.
Yeah, not bad.
Good analysis. Hopefully we're back next year to do it again. All right, but let's get into the club rugby recap, boys. An absolutely nail-biting win for you guys. First one after losing 3 on the trot, 31-28 over the University of Queensland, and our man Tyler Campbell with that clutch play at the end to rip it away and win the match.
And don't forget Ryan, he jumped on top
I
of
just,
it. Ryan comes flying over the top. That was
I
to
did
make
see that.
sure we get the ball back.
yeah, how was that? Awesome, boys.
Yeah, obviously a big win. And a win we needed desperately to sort of keep our hopes alive in this comp, and I think a bit of confidence. And the thing is, we've obviously got a big challenge this week in Sunnybank, who got the job done on us in round 1. So obviously there's no letting up in this competition. You got to front up week to week, but to get a win like that after losing so many close games, like East in the last minute, Souths in the last couple of minutes, Brothers we came back and then they score in the last bit to sort of push it ahead. It was a bit of a relief, but at the same time it's something we've really worked for. We've been building each week, so I was obviously stoked with the performance the boys had, and a couple of the young guys stood up. I thought Zeb, that was the best game he's played for Prem grade,
definitely.
and he's learning week to week and he's getting better, and some of the other young guys are too. And I think we've got a couple of boys back this week, which I won't release yet until the teams come out tomorrow. But
Even the old fellas, Gouda, I thought he had a real strong performance out there on the wing.
Good to see. You got your smaller jersey, brother.
Yeah. Had to change
I
jerseys.
was calling it, and they go, "Oh, the jersey swap. Brian's wearing 15, and Hamish is wearing whatever." And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I'm like, Hamish is not playing the wing. It's the same.
Yeah. I went in the sheds and I was like to Hammer, what size is your jersey? It's medium. I was like, give it here.
That's gonna be the new thing now.
Yeah. I was gonna grab the 21, even smaller, but nah.
It was better. You feel alright now?
Yeah, it did feel better. I taped
more
it around.
defenders beaten this weekend. More defenders beaten.
Yeah,
He's stepping everyone on those runs.
I taped it around my stomach and tried to pull the shorts up over it, but like I realized after I taped it around the stomach, what's holding it?
You
in
gotta
there?
in.
tape it to your
Nothing.
legs.
Nothing. You need
It's
to
just taped around here, and then once it comes out, you're just gonna see taped jersey. And I didn't fully think it through until it was like on, and then I was like, "Yeah, this isn't gonna work."
Yeah, right.
So I ditched
when we
it.
talk about these topics on the podcast, things happen, mate.
Yeah. I know.
Find solutions.
Oh, even Hino comes up to me and he's like, "I think we actually should order you a smaller jersey." Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I will give a shout out, if we're on the note of club rugby, to Norths.
Yes.
Oh yes.
And like obviously it's nothing. It's not a kick down to East or anything like that.
No,
But
of course.
for me, Norths, and I set it up there in a post-match
No,
interview.
sorry, 18-14 over East.
Yeah, sorry, got their first win of the
win.
season.
Yeah,
I don't know, they got one last year,
I think so, just one, yeah.
but it was like obviously a big win for them, and you saw how they celebrated. And I went up there and did my post-match interview, and you can see the passion that's in that club.
Oh, definitely.
There's a lot of people there that buy into what they've got, and they've been grinding away the last few years, and it was good to see them get that win, and it was good to see how they celebrated it, and it just shows you that that's not a club that is dying as much as people think. There's still a strong
Mate,
foundation.
their culture's
there.
unreal.
And
right?
Oh,
their
they
culture
love
is
it.
just-
Yeah,
It's awesome.
They've got a proper clubhouse.
the post-match function that we had there was one of the
Awesome. Was
best.
good, yeah.
Yeah, they even had like an MC sort of thing up there.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
actually
cool.
interviewed me
Yeah,
for
like
a
an interview,
post-match game.
yeah.
A bit different, but
Yeah.
and it was just great to see, and stoked for them, and I hope they can, or other than against us, get a couple more wins this year.
Yeah, bloody a good chat from you, mate. I want to touch on quickly that try we scored, obviously, the counter-attack, you banged it downfield, and the big hit on Coyotes over the top.
I told you I was gonna hit someone.
It's good. It's a good shot. And
Yeah, nah. Honestly, I didn't even brace for contact. I was just running.
Yeah.
And he just popped up there, and
it was good. Well, you could take that.
There's actually a photo where his eyes are closed into contact.
always.
And finally, I was curious, in those high-pressure moments now, you as a captain, or on the back foot there, what are you saying to the group in those moments?
He's saying to me, "Knock the ball on."
Okay,
Context?
context. So they had 6 forwards.
Okay.
We got a knock-on advantage, and I wanted a scrum because we had like 7 scrum penalties in a row.
Yeah.
They're down to 6 forwards, and I wanted us to knock it down. 1, scrums chew up clock. 2, we get the penalty. We can bang it all the way downfield and still have possession of the ball.
Yep.
So I had a lot going on, but I don't think people were thinking the
That's
same
right,
way.
yeah.
Like me and Uppy were on the same wavelength
Yeah.
because we'd already discussed anytime we get a penalty, we take a scrum to sort of, I guess, one, kill time, and B, get another penalty and just work our way out the field. So they have to go 100 metres to score if they do get the ball.
Fair. Yeah.
So that's where that was. But in terms of sort of in that moment, there wasn't really too much said in terms of tacticalness when we were on the line. It was just
Happened so fast.
keep working.
Yeah.
No, we just had to sort of hang in there and just get off the ground, keep going. Because we didn't really get a stoppage in that point to actually have a
Kept rolling,
conversation about what to do. It was just a lot of barking and probably hear the voice.
Get in front, eh?
A lot of yelling and a lot of get in front. Like, I know I'm meant to be out a bit wider, but
I saw you
I
right
was
in
a
the
bit
middle.
fresher. I was
Yeah.
straight in there.
Yeah.
As soon as they went to tap it, I was screaming, "Get off the line!" Like just little things like that. But the thing was, it wasn't just me. It was the 15 blokes out there were all doing it.
Yeah,
And
100%.
It was good to see that passion from us and that want to actually get that win.
Played a bit of halfback.
That was my next question. Thoughts on that? How'd you go?
I fucking hated it.
Because you played a bit of 9 in your time, yeah.
Yeah, when I was younger. But, like, I just don't...
That was funny.
I just don't have the brain for it anymore. Now, like I know now, they leave fake space next to the ruck.
Fake space.
Well, it's fake space because they want you to go there.
It's like a little bit of space. And,
And I was like, that's real space. I'm going there. And then he's like, and then I was like, kept darting around. And then we got a stoppage and Tyler comes up to me and he's like, just pass the fucking ball. I was like, yeah, fair.
in all
enough,
fairness,
yeah.
first scrum, Red looks at us and he's like, come closer. And I looked at, and then we try to call one of our plays. I won't give the name. That's quite a long pass to me. And he's like, I was just
Straight
laughing.
away.
I said to Fred, I was like, we can't run those moves, mate. We're going to have to play through here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just
And
get
one of
closer.
the, and all through juniors, like I was doing like all the halfback stuff, and the other fella that was playing halfback, Liam Prendergast, I like trained and like did heaps of stuff with him when I was a halfback. I'd get in there, get the ball, and he's like, well, this is a bit of a throwback. I was like, fuck, I should not be here.
Good chat. From
I knew
mate.
straight away when Geordie got sent off. I could see everyone looking around, and I was the only
was
one that
always gonna
knew.
be.
Yeah, I was the only one that knew. I was like, fuck, they're gonna tell me to
How's
go
that
on.
little fucking the kick? And Geordie's.
I was so filthy.
I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what the fuck's going on? It was
I don't
confusing.
even
I've
see it.
seen it because I ran to the short side, watched him do it, and I was just started going. As soon as I touched, put his flag out, I started swearing.
Yeah,
at
that
him.
was a
'Cause
debacle.
in my head, I was like, we get a yellow card here. We're 5 metres out.
Yeah.
Scrum with them only 6 6 forwards at this point. Then we lose them and they reverse the penalty, and I was filthy at him.
Yeah.
It was all good. I was
all
following him
love.
around.
All
I was
love.
following him around all night. I was like, "You got to get me a drink." Straight up, I just kept following him around. I was like, "Another drink,
Another one,
please."
thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, fuck. All right, we'll move along. But yeah, well done, boys. Good win. The other results, I think South beat West, which would be gone 2017. Brothers too good for Jeeps, 31-15. You boys take on the Bank this weekend. Should be a cracker. I'm on the call again, actually. Good boys, so that'll be fun.
Do you not get excited whenever, like overexcited when we touch it? It's starting to sound a bit biased.
No, I actually
No,
got harder.
definitely
He's so
not.
opposite.
Yeah,
He's
so
so
opposite.
opposite.
My dad
And
goes,
Rian steps, one person,
Fuck off.
people, well done.
Don't be like that, mate.
and then he finally gets tackled. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Number 12's looking a bit big.
Looking powerful in the middle. Well, what's your dad up to? What's he saying?
Nah, my dad's like, yeah, you can see that Geordie's really trying to be like against you.
I'm not. I'm just trying to.
Nah.
I don't want chat, to come the other way. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's
professional,
fair.
mate. Professional.
Yeah, 100%, always.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, boys. Let's move on to the Madrid Sevens, the final of the Rugby World Sevens. Very confusing how they've done it. So Australia World Champions, France World Champions.
Yes.
Is that right?
So it all changed this year. So they used to have a World Cup.
Yeah. Oh, they don't do the World Cup anymore.
I don't think so. I honestly,
Okay.
I was trying to comprehend it. I was talking to Maddie about it, but they did a qualifying to get the teams for that. So throughout the whole circuit, I think because they only had like 8 teams there or 12
Yeah,
teams there.
yeah.
It was quite a small amount.
Okay.
So the way they did it was you kind of played throughout the year, got your ranks, and then when you went into the final leg, that was like the championship. Madrid was the championship sevens, and whoever won that won it overall.
Okay.
Because Aussie was pretty close. I think Aussie might have got it on points anyway.
Yeah.
But France had only won like 1 or 2, where Argentina won like the first 5.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, what?
Yeah, so you don't accumulate.
You
points
accumulate into the last round.
Okay.
Right.
So then you get your ranking, and then in the last round, that's your ranking, and then it's do or die from there. Whatever you rank in, that one's what you become overall.
Gotcha. Okay, it was quite cool. Obviously, on the Aussie front, shout out Tia Hines, that kick in the semi-final, and then, as we expected, Matty Levi hat-trick in the final.
Freak.
Yeah, unreal. So
New
that's
Zealand
good.
cost themselves a final by losing to Canada, was it?
Yeah, I think, in pool rounds, eh?
Yeah, they lost some in rogue, so they ended up on the same side as Oz, and it sucks because we haven't seen them in a final in a while. One of them keeps dropping
True.
a game, and they keep meeting in a semi, and they're easily the top 2 teams.
Maybe Olympic final they'll meet again, hopefully. On the men's side, let me touch on that man again, Anton Dupont, as we always do. But so
People are going to start thinking I'm gay for him.
we all are because
Right.
we won.
I was telling my mates I work about him. They don't even care about rugby.
Fucking get him on board, mate.
But I was like, this guy is a
I
freak.
reckon he can actually go carve up in league.
He
He's
just
that
won.
good.
Yeah, he just won. I was like talking to my mates. He just won his like professional club's championship. The next week comes over and wins the whole series for France.
So I listened to a pod with a guy that was on that Toulouse team. So they won the European final. He's hanging out, had a few beers, for the first couple of nights. All right, boys, got to go. Goes to Madrid, fucking
So he
carves
bended
up.
as well?
Yeah, a couple, yeah, he did.
Oh,
Got
fuck, I
amongst
love
it.
him even more.
And then he went and did
What a
that,
man.
and they get in their first World Series ever.
I'm not bi, but I could be for him.
Okay. The Dupont effect, man. Yeah.
And it's not like he just went there and
No,
played.
no.
You know
He
what?
dominated.
He dominated. Like, you've seen the one where they were like, I think they might have been down a man in the semi, and he just stands there and then just goes and throws
how
it.
str-
Right,
how
and runs
strong
the
is
field.
he?
He's
For-
just a little. He is so good at rugby, and even in the final, he was. I think he might have even got player of the final or close to it.
Is he won Rookie of the Year in the
In the
awards?
sevens. yeah. Oh, what
He's
were the
that
awards
good.
for the sevens?
Huh?
Do you have all the awards for the sevens?
No,
The main
no.
ones aren't till
The player of the
World
year gets
Rugby
announced at the
Awards.
awards.
Oh, yeah.
But Maddie got most tries. Like, she's miles ahead of everyone else. But yeah, but when the odds come out for the Olympics, fucking put some money on France to win it, eh? They'll be paying a bit.
You know who my Smokey is? And they haven't lost an Olympics yet, is Fiji. They've
Bro,
been
they just-
dreadful in the
They
tournament.
brought in, what's his name? Jerry Tuwai.
Yeah, they'll
Oh,
bring
yeah, I saw
players
that.
in.
Yeah.
They brought him back in.
You'll find
Where's
3
he-
or
where's
4
he been?
guys. Man was probably just enjoying some carver.
Yeah.
But they'll bring in a couple of players, and they'll be paying like $9 to $10, I reckon,
Yeah, okay.
because they've been dreadful.
yeah.
Well, not dreadful. They haven't been as good as they normally are.
Yeah.
And I just think they're gonna be a Smoky to sort of be, what do you call it, a value bet.
Yeah, bloody oath. Well, that's exciting. So we will be doing some full Olympics previews and whatnot later over the next few months. So in the meantime, let's get into Super Rugby, boys. Quarterfinals action. Let's
go.
And let's talk about previews and picks. Let's touch on our tipping, though. Last week, another perfect week for Reen Stowers. 6 from 6. Jordan got 6 from 6 again. 5 from 6 for TC. The Rebels letting you down, my friend. But you had to do it. Had to take the risk.
Oh, wasn't a risk, man. You know what it was? It wasn't even I thought the Rebels were going to win. It was if anything's going to fall in the Crusaders' favour.
It'll be there.
It always happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And history speaks that everything falls in their favour. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what, Rebels will probably pull one out of the hat.
Literally.
That's all it was.
Yes, as you mentioned, the Crusaders, they missed the finals for the first time since 2015. The Hurricanes on top. So the overall rankings, boys, so far heading to finals footy. TC 57 from 83, Jordan 59 from 83, 62 from 83.
And get
for
double points,
Tyler.
yeah.
And they will mention it. So, of course, there's a lot of Aussie real short favourites this weekend, and we'll continue that way. We're going to do our normal picks to win, and we're going to bet against the spread, against the line as well, and that will count towards the overall tally.
So you get one for the win, one for the
Correct.
line.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's get into it, boys. The Queensland Reds over in Hamilton take on the Chiefs. The Reds $4, the Chiefs $1.22. The Lions 11.5. As we mentioned, the Chiefs lost to the Reds earlier this season in round 3. We've seen the teams, Nova Navalu, O'Connor, not there for the Reds, and the Chiefs pretty much full strength. Boys, how do we see it?
No one wanted Nato, mate.
He got named, didn't he? Are you sure he's not playing?
I feel like someone wasn't named that was big.
Okay.
This, as a Chiefs fan, is a game I don't like.
Oh, dangerous.
I know we beat them in the quarter last year, but we've lost to them in New Plymouth and lost to them at Suncorp this year. So it's obviously a very dangerous game, but I think a big missing piece for the Reds at the moment is Harry Wilson. Yeah. I think he's a huge loss, and
I'm on his named.
he is named. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Shooter.
Who?
Sean Stevenson named too.
Yeah, fullback.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. So for me, I'm obviously picking the Chiefs to win.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm going balls to wall. I know I said it's a risky game, but I just love the Chiefs when they play in Hamilton.
Yep.
And the crowd will get behind them, and I'm gonna get them to cover the line.
I was going to say the same.
I just don't think 11.5's that big of a line. I think there's a bit of...
that's only 2 converted tries.
Well, of course, the last 5 between these two have been decided by 10 or less, including that Reds 25-22 win in Hamilton last year. So the Reds have a good record against the Chiefs. That will play a part to it. So, Chiefs too good to cover and cover.
Cover as well.
Yeah, fuck. I'm going to go Chiefs to win, but I'll go Reds to cover.
Okay.
I reckon I'll get within that number. It's do or die for the Reds and Les Kiss.
I just thought the Reds last week were poor.
Yeah, but bounce back, mate. Finals footy. All right, so these two Chiefs too good in game 1, I should say. Next up, the Hurricanes take on the Melbourne Rebels. $1.01 are the Canes, $13 are the Rebels. The line is 27.5 points. Peter Lakai is starting, and Sam Talakai playing his 100th Super Rugby game, which is very exciting. He just snuck that in.
Yeah.
Did you say Peter Lakai's playing his 100th?
No, Sam Talakai.
Sam Talakai.
Okay. Lakai's back starting.
Yeah.
Last time these guys met in March was 54-28 in Wellington. The Rebels haven't beaten the Hurricanes since 2011, and the Rebels haven't won a game since April.
I'm going to go Canes, but I'm going to go Rebels to cover the line.
Shit.
I think that's a big line.
A lot of points.
Finals footy. Teams can step up.
Obviously, Canes. I think their forwards are too good. I think it's going to blow out early. And the Canes are going to steamroll them early, but then the Rebels are going to score those couple of late ones to cover the line.
Yeah.
I don't think in any means it's going to be a close football game,
Yeah, no, neither.
but I think the Rebels have enough talent that when the Hurricanes take the foot off the gas and start pulling players and worrying about the next week, they'll run in a couple of tries.
Yeah.
I think this game is a massive test for Carter Gordon. I think his Wallaby spot is in jeopardy.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Like, I think he needs to perform and win or lose. But if his side's not playing well, he needs to be playing well. Otherwise, he's sort of on the outer of at least the 23.
Well, you got
possibly the
Noah and
squad.
Ben who are shining lights.
Yeah. And even Liners thereabouts as well. So,
I think Liner's too early. I think
but
Liner,
as in this, for a squad point of view, a third
he
option.
needs to learn to tackle first.
Okay, that's a story for another day.
You can't be doing that at test level, man.
Yeah,
You can't
no.
be hiding your test 10 on the wing.
No.
Yeah.
I'll join you. I'll go Canes too good, obviously, but I'll go Rebels within that 27.5. It's a fucking shitload of points. Isn't it?
Yeah, hard.
I hate those big spreads. All right, the Fijian Drua taking the Auckland Blues. In Auckland, the Blues is $1.03. The Drua, $10. The Lions, 24.5. As we mentioned, the Drua haven't won a game away all year. The Blues have scored 30-plus points in all 3 meetings against the Drua, and the minimum margin has been 17 points between these two. Plummer back at 10 and Feder at 15 for the Blues.
I think I might have stuffed up. I think they won 1 away from home.
This year?
Yeah,
Not this year.
Moana.
No, they haven't.
They lost to them in Melbourne,
Yep.
but that was a Drua home game. So I didn't count that in the home tip, but I feel like they beat Moana. But it doesn't matter. That's not a much of a...
I don't know. Anyway. No,
I
I
could
think
be wrong, but I just had a
reckon they're
random
not.
thought.
It doesn't matter. Anyway.
Anyway, on this game, Blues too good.
Yeah.
Fiji will come out with passion early, but once it gets into that sort of, the game opens up, the Blues get rolling, the Blues will blow them out and cover the line here.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
just too much firepower in that back line that the Fiji gets away with having firepower in their backs, but
Yeah.
I feel like the Blues match that firepower and
Yeah.
some. Perifetta back at fullback, Danger Man. I think we saw what he was doing at the start of the season before he went down. And it's a credit to Harry Plummer that Harry Plummer's kept that 10 jersey because he's played so well in that spot.
Yes.
And Stephen Perifetta at fullback is a dangerous man. Like, he can really open up a game and be that link player for your Caleb Clark and your Mark Talia and your Rico Ioane. So
Yeah.
for me, I just think the Blues are going to be too dominant, too dangerous at Eden Park. And I think they'll get a decent fan base behind them.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think we've seen the Blues play a different style of footy to what we're used to seeing them play. Like, they're able to slow down the game and just power through teams.
Yeah.
And I think if they do that to draw, it's
All over.
all over and they cover the line.
Blues too good. I'm just rewinding. I'm just going to switch. I'm going to go the Canes to cover against Rebels because I need to get some points back.
No, too late. Sorry.
Okay. All right, so I will join you. Blues too good. Blues minus that 24.5. They will put on a show. Drua are dead. All right, our final game of the quarterfinals. The Brumbies $1.15 taking the Highlanders $5. The line's 14.5. This game is in Canberra. Now, the Leaners have made 8 changes to their starting 15. On the Brumbies side, Brown and Kale back in the mix. The Brumbies have won 6 in a row, and the Highlanders haven't beaten the Brumbies since 2015. Lads.
I'm going Brumbies to cover the line. I just think they're too good at home. Landers have been like a yo-yo all year. They could turn up, don't get me wrong. But I just like the Brumbies at home, and I think they're playing really good footy at the moment. And then, obviously moving forward, it's obviously a tougher challenge for them. But I just think, at home, they'll be too good. Their forward pack will get going. And obviously, I think Tom Wright looking like an anytime, or Corey Toole, they're your two probably top picks. So, I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. And I think Charlie Cable's back in.
Yep.
Yeah, he's ace.
Yeah.
He's back.
Shout out to Jerome Brown.
Yeah, you've done it.
Rome Dog's been up and down all year. He's been in, he's been out, but the last few weeks, he's been outstanding, and he's got what we used to call heavy shoulders. Like, you don't run into him because it hurts when he hits you.
Yeah.
So he's that physicality at 7, and Charlie Cale's obviously a big in too with his line out work and all around the park sort of game.
So I'll join you. So Brumbies to win, Brumbies to cover. We'll agree? Yeah, too good. Brumbies keep it rolling. Bit of a try-scoring multi I'm going to put together. A try-scoring each game are like Nadawa, Geordie Barrett, Talea, and Tom Wright for all
Is that paying like $4?
There's a bit of value there with Tom Wright and Geordie Barrett. So, between 4 and 5, I think. So I might put something on that if you'd like to join along. Any other closing thoughts on quarterfinals, boys?
No, it's actually a bit exciting. I do think it's your Reds Chiefs game is probably your only game that I think can go either way.
Yeah.
And the line probably reflects that.
The Reds paying $4, worth a sprinkle. Worth a sprinkle, boys.
I back the boys. I just think Chiefs at home, and my difference here is experience in finals footy as well.
Yeah.
Chiefs have been there. They made the final last year.
Yep.
I just think they've got the better of the game breakers. When you look at D-Mac, Moni Narawa, Etienne Nanai, Sean Stevenson.
Fuck, it's dangerous.
Well, across the park matchups is
Leonard Brown.
The only one I'm probably giving a dub to is Hunter over Quinn at the moment.
and Fraser.
And Fraser.
Yeah.
Well, like Luke Jacobson's at 7.
Yeah, but
Different types
different
of
players, hard.
Yeah.
Wallace Satidi at 8's been outstanding since he's found form the back end of this year. Like, the only probably position where the Chiefs are a bit light is lock, and maybe even their type 5 in general outside of Sonny.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
So the start of the year, we all said in our preview, I said the Blues to win. You said the Blues as well?
I think I did, or Blues or Chiefs, yeah.
Did you say Canes from the start? Did you back
I
the
think I
Canes?
said Canes.
Maybe he said Blues and I said Chiefs.
Yeah,
I think one of us was loyal to our team.
Yeah, okay.
Me.
As we
Boo. I think it was me.
okay, well, I hope so. As we start the finals now, who are we on?
Canes.
We do have a pick to win it all.
Am I not allowed to say Chiefs?
You can say what you want. What you can say?
Say
what you think?
honestly think.
Honestly think? I think Blues.
Okay. I think the Canes. I think it's their year. I like it. It's good
Only reason I'm going Blues. The only pack that can match up with the Hurricanes forward pack, and I think their back line's a lot better
Yeah.
Yeah.
in terms of talent.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That's why I'm going the Blues, and if that's the final,
Happy
that is going to be a cracking physical game where I hope none of
We
our
gotta
All
watch
Blacks
it.
guys
I know. Well, I'm trying
get
to
injured.
crunch the numbers on this. I don't know how it's going to work because I'm not sure. It might be a Friday night too. I saw potentially.
Okay, we're doing it.
Okay. Well, but if it's a Saturday night, we're kind of screwed because you got
So
to be
this
up
week, quarters.
Yeah. Semi-final. It's West.
Next week, semi. Bye. Oh, yeah.
It's West. So we're up in Brisbane, and because it'll be in New Zealand, it'll be a 5:05
My
kickoff.
sister's formals that night, too.
So yeah.
Oh.
But if it's Friday night, there might be a chance.
I hope it is.
But we'll
I
see.
doubt it.
Yeah,
They
I want to be able to watch it, even if it.
I know it could be good.
You will
Even
be-
if the
we'll be
Canes
off the
aren't in
field.
it.
We'll be off the field.
It'll be good content.
Oh, we'll be off.
Yeah, we did it last year at Sunnybank, and it was on in the clubhouse.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Well, we'll just have to. This is formal.
Anyway, we'll work it out. All right, boys. So yeah, finals footy is upon us. That's the rugby chat out of the way. Plenty of content in there. Origin last night, boys. We'll touch on it. So our union man is coming across.
I think
That ruined it.
in
Game was
Origin,
done in 8 minutes.
you can't. Yeah.
But right call.
No.
No.
Shoulder to head.
Not for
Mitigating
Origin.
factor.
Yeah.
He is
Mate, he took
slipping.
his head off.
He's slipping
dead.
over.
I don't know. I think you got
He's
it.
trying
In
to
Origin,
rap.
in Origin,
I've seen worse in the NRL get sent, not
Do you
get
reckon it should
sent
have
like
been
that.
just 10 minutes?
Taylor May only got a penalty
10.
when he fractured
Yeah,
Reece
Taylor
Walsh's
May
eye.
didn't even change his body height and fractured his eye and got 10 in the bin.
Okay. Didn't he get? Oh, that was Walsh as well, wasn't it?
It's funny though because we're talking about this, but in rugby he would be like
Rugby,
banned from the game forever.
But for me, like the mitigating factor is one, Walsh is slipping.
Yeah.
Two,
But isn't that? But it doesn't come.
he's changed his body height. He's not
Yeah.
upright.
Yeah.
There's no uprightness
Yeah.
to it, and I just think it's a big call to make in the first few minutes of Origin. And I understand Queensland lost a player.
Yeah, but that's the argument. If it's just 10 minutes and Walsh has gone for the game, isn't that unfair?
How's it unfair? It's
Well-
not that illegal of a hit. Well, you got to do that on everything. If I
Yeah, I
should
guess.
take McDermott have been sent off in the Reds game when he broke Lachlan Lonergan's leg with a hip drop.
I actually, yeah, I don't know. Fucking,
Yeah, no.
he,
And
really-
that
can't argue
happens
that.
in league a
he
lot too. The
launched
hip
at him,
drop.
didn't he? He fucking launched at
That's
him.
the,
Yeah,
if he
but
doesn't
like-
slip. I think he hits him here. Like he hits him on the chest, and we're not even talking about this.
Yeah, because you're gonna get 4 to 5 weeks. They're saying.
Yeah, which is like
And I hate the intent. Yeah, the intent is to hit anyone that runs at you.
yeah. He's
I
trying
don't
to,
think
it's Origin. He's trying to fucking light him up, and it's
Yeah.
like early in the game. They're all fresh.
On debut, we're trying to set the tone.
Yeah, he sees Walsh, the most dangerous player on the field, second to none.
How many times do you reckon you see shoulder to head on an upright collision?
Yeah, a lot.
It's just because Walsh got knocked out.
Yeah, I feel like he always gets. Don't you feel like he's just fucking all?
And I
over the
don't think the tackle knocked him out.
No, but he does get targeted for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
I reckon it wasn't the shoulder to head that knocked him out.
No, it was the
It's
contact
the
with
contact
the ground.
on the ground.
Normally
You
how it
see
goes,
it whiplash, yeah.
whiplash.
That's what knocked him out.
But it was 8 minutes and the game was done. You might as well just turn it
But you know what? The Blues look pretty good. Even though they were down a player, like when they
Nah.
were getting, yes, bro, their physicality in
Nico
the forward
Hines'
pack.
kicking game was fucking.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nico's gone though.
Nico was dreadful.
Yeah, he's gone.
Do you reckon he gets? Or
Mitch
like
Moses.
comes in.
Yeah.
Moses got. I don't think he had any direction. He had the highest carries.
But if that doesn't happen, the send off, it's a closer game.
Yeah,
100%.
So
100%.
therefore he isn't getting dropped. Nico Hines. They lose by 2. He
No,
keeps the
but
spot.
no, but even though they had
Nah.
that,
You reckon?
did you see
I don't-
his
he just
his,
carried too much.
his options on fifth and last?
Yeah, terrible.
They kick one to Zach Lomax. He scores. They never try it again at all throughout the game. They don't even pressure
Look
that
at
side
the-
with a hard.
Look at the
kick.
difference in halves. You have one half who's kicking 40-20s,
Yeah,
putting the team on the back foot.
Putting
and
pressure kicks
putting
up
pressure in.
every time he's going long. He's going high enough so that when they catch the ball, there's still pressure.
How
there.
many times on last did Jerome Luai have to try and skip and create something?
Heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to me, there was no like you can't have both of them. You need a director in there,
Hmm.
and if you're keeping Hines in, well then Moses comes to 7 and Hines has got to go to 6, and Luai's got to go. I just don't. think
But I
they
think
work
Luai
together.
played well
Yeah,
with
so
what he
did I.
was given.
Anyway, we can talk about this all night, but yeah, game 1 in the books. The women's Origin's on right now. I'm not sure what's going on there. Other stuff, boys. The Australian rugby women can take a leaf out of the Matildas book. 75,000 people in Melbourne the other night watching them against China.
Real.
Yeah, 75,000 watching.
The Matildas have got like a thing going.
It's unreal what
It's
they've
the
done.
Biggest sport in the world for one.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in Australia, was it?
No, definitely
You
not.
know who the Matildas were 12 months ago.
Yeah, fact.
That's what I mean, but you didn't let me finish.
It was how well they
One.
did at the World
Wait,
Cup.
hang on. One, it's the biggest sport in the world. It still has the highest participation rate.
In Australia?
I'm pretty sure it's still up there.
It would be.
I know in New Zealand that soccer's got a higher participation rate than rugby.
It would make sense because it's the safe
What?
option. Yeah, it makes sense. It's the same.
Because people, it's a non-contact sport, and people watch it.
When
from all
mums
around
go,
the
oh,
world.
my kid can start in soccer.
You know what I mean? Two,
Good
they
argument.
were successful.
Yep.
Success breeds more
Success,
success.
and that's what we're saying about the Wallabies.
And Walrus.
The Wallabies. I think they're a long way off success.
I know.
It
Anyway,
was a
so,
long and lonesome road.
that caught my eye. Obviously, Caitlin Clark, Andrew Reese, all that's been the.
Angel Reese is a drop kick.
You don't like her, do you?
oh, she
Oh,
the
but if
girl
I
with the-
say it, I'm racist.
Well,
No?
That's her whole thing.
no, but take that out of it, mate. You can still.
Mate,
have an
she's
opinion.
out here averaging 9 points and 5 boards on 32% shooting as a paint scorer and saying
She
it's
doesn't
not
say-
Caitlin Clark bringing in the numbers.
It's we.
It's we.
It's not.
It's me too.
It's
no,
her.
it's
It's
her.
Clark.
She is literally made the WNBA watchable.
Yeah. It's yeah.
I know that sounds bad. Not
No,
watchable. Watchable's a bad word. But she's brought in
No, you're right, man.
popularity.
You're right. Yeah, yeah.
She's brought in
Watchable.
skills. No, but she is so
Yeah,
like
bro,
she is
yeah.
so good to watch.
Yeah,
There's a reason they're on charter fights because of the money she's bringing. And don't you remember the Kelsey Plum, all those girls, obviously part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't sit here and claim that draft class when she's the only one balling out in that whole draft.
she's-
Outside, what's the tall one?
Yeah, Brink?
She's kind of hot. Yeah, Brink.
Yeah.
But defensively, she's a defensive player.
Do you watch it?
No, I watch the highlights.
watch
Sports Center's
Center.
flooding it on my highlights at the moment.
Anyway, but yeah, that's sort of what caught my eye. Anything else going your weeks, boys? You want to touch on?
Oh, anyone watch the UFC?
Yep.
The weekend?
You know I did not.
Islam round 5.
Yep. Dustin Poirier though.
Choked them out.
Fuck. He's a dog.
He's a
Dustin
dog.
Poirier is a dog.
He won 1 round, didn't he?
No, I reckon he won 2. And I reckon
No,
that
on the
fifth.
score sheet, he actually won.
Oh,
one.
what? It was. Really?
It's ground control, mate.
Is this McGregor fight gonna
He
happen?
stuffed so. Yeah.
Is there
He's
a-
fighting
It's the
Chandler.
next.
I know, but
it's the next
I saw
card.
him in clubs, fucking trying to get his wife to do God knows what.
Yeah, but that's the man
Oh, what
of
the hell
mind
was
games.
that?
Yeah, he's fucking.
Hey, he is the man of mind games.
Yeah,
Just because you're out in the club, don't mean you're drinking.
Yeah, no, he can do whatever he wants.
He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
Michael Chandler tried to come out and say he looks bigger than McGregor, and they put the photos side by side. It's not even close. McGregor is jacked at the moment.
When is this? Like a month, 2 weeks? Like
About a month.
Okay.
Yeah, but Poirier, bro,
Dog.
showed some heart.
Yep.
And his takedown defense was so good against someone who... Actually, you know what? I think Alex Volkanovski, he broke the code. Because before him, no one was stopping Islam's takedowns. No one.
Okay.
And I think wrestling's half ruined UFC a little bit.
No. Like, it ruins it when they're not, like... they're not continuing, like they're not active on the ground and trying to find other things. Like that first round where it was just a ham fight the whole time. But you have to think about it like this. These are the best people in the world at what they do. To get someone into the most vulnerable position that you can possibly be in a street fight, like that's why you get scored so high. Because if you take someone's back, that is the closest you are to killing someone.
And I'll stand by my point. Most of the time they wrestle, it is just hands. That's where my, like, when I used to watch it, mate. When you used to watch it with Chuck Liddell and Prime John Jones,
Yeah.
you would sit on the edge of your seat because you thought someone was going to get knocked out.
Yeah, but that was like, but that's more like, that was
Who do
like
you want to watch,
scrapping.
Adesanya or Islam?
Well, Adesanya is almost as boring at the moment as well. He sort of just waits a little bit.
He's a counterpunch. Who would you rather
Yeah.
watch, John Jones or Islam?
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, you comparing the greatest ever. Ever. Not even a question.
Conor McGregor or Islam?
Yeah, Conor McGregor.
There we go. That's my point.
Well done, boys.
You
That
want to
was-
watch the fight?
That was great. Thanks.
You got to get around it. You would like it.
Yeah, I watched the highlights. Like you guys watched, you know.
No, you got to watch the cards. You see some good shit.
Maybe it's some UFC content at some stage. What?
Good news for the week. Ryan's Bond money came in. He finally got paid by Bond and bought a new ute.
Oh, yeah. I bought a car.
Bought a car. Bond bought him a car, 30K.
Yeah.
Don't say that shit. Then it gets spread into the fucking.
Thank you, Bond.
Yeah,
Mate, I won't say the person, but I got hit up on the weekend. People thinking Bond actually gives me a cent.
That's good, man. Let them think that.
It's someone from within Bond too.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
And I was like, these guys haven't even given me a high
Just
five.
say yes.
Well, okay, I'll give you that.
Just say yes.
You give me a high five, but you're not Bond.
No, I got the car from... I got the car from the play-by-play payments.
Yes. Fuck go.
Shout out to
me.
the sponsors.
I'll put it in
They're coming.
Proudly's-
They're coming. We'll work on it.
Tyler Campbell, proudly sponsored by, and we'll put it on the side of my car.
Nice. That's good, mate. Well done.
thank you.
What'd you get?
LDV.
Oh, yeah, those utes.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, brother.
Got him, mate. I'm a builder.
Yeah, true on the tools, yeah.
Apprentice carpenter.
Zero
but-
tools in the ute.
Yeah, that's like
Well,
if
I'm not
I
going
owned-
to put it in an open tray. I haven't closed up the tray yet.
Yeah. It's like me if I owned a ute. I'm not going to put my fucking microphone in there. It's a
Yeah,
joke.
exactly.
Yeah.
But, like, that would be a bit silly.
As I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, fair.
You could. Just go live 24/7, mate. You could be the new sketch.
All right.
That bloke.
What's up,
I saw
brother?
you do that when you scored. Yeah. It was the very front angle, which I was spewing about.
I know. I wasn't game of the week.
I know. Sorry, Buzz. You also the NHL, the ice hockey. You see the chick that flashed her front porch.
Play on.
Yeah, you don't
That's
see
what
it?
makes ice hockey
Went viral.
entertaining.
She flashed her tatas, and it went.
What's a tata, mate?
Huh?
Can you
Yeah.
explain what you're
Are
talking
you
about?
talking about titties?
She flashed her titties,
Okay.
friend,
There we go.
Boobies.
and yeah, it's gone everywhere.
Front porch, I thought that you meant, like...
At first, I thought you were going there, and then I was like, no, hang
I
on.
was
no,
like,
so-
why the fuck would you do that?
Have you not heard that saying? No.
Nah, never.
Front
Okay.
porch is.
I just call them boobies.
Anyway, that. All right, I've seen enough of this.
Hockey's got to be one of the best sports to watch.
That's what I'm saying. It's
One, they just full drop gloves and start having scraps.
I went to a live game.
Did you?
None of that shit happened.
Yeah.
In Canada.
Oh, true.
Yeah, we went over there for a tour for rugby with Somerset.
Oh, some see that's right.
Yeah, and nothing. No hits, no nothing.
Spewing.
Except Spencer Addo told us that the goalie's name was the Brick Wall. And like we all fully believed him, and they're like, yeah, they call him the Brick Wall because nothing gets past him. And they were like, Brick Wall, and like everyone's sort of giving us funny looks, eh? And then not till after the game, he's like, yeah,
nah,
no one calls him that. But yeah, nice. Well done.
Well done.
Tricking 17-year-olds in Canada.
Tricking you's not hard, mate. Not hard at all.
Oh, this guy, all he does is just...
He just brings us down, eh?
Yeah, fuck you know.
Is this a podcast about rugby or a podcast of you trying to just throw
Mate,
insults?
boys, don't
Demoralise
fucking
us.
star me. I build you up more than most.
Oh, can we see it
More
on the
than most.
commentary?
Oh, you got some...
And
you
Rian
got some
runs
tea?
the ball.
I talk you boys up all the time.
Okay, who doesn't? Because you said more than most, so you want to spill
All
some
right,
tea?
I've had enough of you two.
all right.
Anyway, boys, finals footy this week, Super Rugby quarterfinals. Tune in. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Good night.